If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, Last on the Road subscribers and followers. As I have said many times in my videos, I think it's very important that we all follow the rules. And I have documented several times in my videos that I've seen we don't necessarily have to follow the rules. A lot of the rules and the laws don't apply to nomads. The more that is advocated, the harder it is going to be to find places to stay, because more and more cities and states and federal are going to start outlawing things more. I realize there are a lot of people saying, oh, that's never going to happen, but we see it all the time. I mean, heck, even if we just take it to the local levels and the privately owned areas. We take it to Walmart. Walmart, you see it all the time, keeps banning more and more of the people being able to park in their parking lots because they're not following the rules. They trash the place up. They set up their barbecue pits. There seems to be an expectation that Walmart should allow this because, I don't know, I don't get it. No, they don't have to allow anything. It's their private property. Yet these people come in there and think they own the place, and, well, it's a public place. No, it's private property that is owned by Walmart, and they're inviting you into their store. If they don't want you in their store, they have every right to say get out of their store or out of their parking lot. Well, just the other day, I watched a video of a fairly large YouTuber. She's not as big as some of the ones. Well, just the other day, they're in a national park. Now, there's a difference between national park, national forest, and BLM. National park is ran by the Department of Interior. National forest is ran by the Department of Agriculture, and the BLM is ran by the Bureau of Land Management. 3 different federal agencies running these programs. She's in a national park that is ran by the Department of Interior. Most of the things that you get to do in national parks cost money. Well, she was camping on the side of the road with her companion, and the park ranger comes up and says, you cannot disperse camp here. So they're telling the companion the companion comes up and talks to her while she's on video. Okay, she's got her companion on camera, and the guy, the companion, tells her that the ranger said that you can't disperse camp in most of the national parks in the United States. And the lady, the YouTuber, says, I know that's not true. Well, who am I to believe? The ranger or the YouTuber? So what do? I do a simple Google search. And it says that most national parks do not allow dispersed camping, unlike national forest and BLMs. I'll say things while I'm recording a video and realize, that's probably not right, and I'll double check myself before I actually submit it to you so you can view it. So I have this whole editing thing I got going on. So I record the video, and then I edit, then I research to make sure everything is accurate, and then I can edit out parts that are incorrect. This woman recorded a video, didn't do the research, went ahead and edited it with this information in there, and then released it to everybody saying, I know the ranger is not correct. Well, the ranger is correct, and she just told all her subscribers to once again violate a rule because she knows what the rules are. I'm going to trust Google because they pull their information from multiple sources. My point is I think there are a lot of people that don't follow the rules because they don't know the rules. And this is one of the things about the nomadic lifestyle that I really am trying to encourage. That it takes an enormous amount of time to research where you're going to go and the rules of that area. For example, here in South Dakota's Black Hills National Forest, ran by the Department of Agriculture, says you cannot burn on the South Dakota side campfires. You can't have campfires. On the Wyoming side, you can. But this is a rule that you have to look up in the National Forest webpage. It's not that hard, but these are things you got to do. I know a lot of people carry self-defense tools. And a lot of these self-defense tools, there are different ways you have to carry these self-defense tools in your vehicle or on your person, depending on what state you're in or depending on what national forest you're in. I know that when I was in Virginia, in West Virginia, it clearly said you weren't even allowed to have them. Another thing a lot of people do is they follow all the advice of freecampsites.net. I've actually heard people say, well, I just showed the ranger the freecampsites.net and he didn't believe them. Well, it's because the ranger actually has the laws and the rules in his handbook, I'm sure. FreeCampsites.net probably doesn't. And here's an example. FreeCampsites.net said that in the George Washington National Forest and the Jefferson National Forest in Virginia and West Virginia was 2 weeks. But when you actually go to the website, it's 3 weeks. You can stay at Wolf Gap and Hawk Point. You can stay there for 3 weeks. So here was a rule that you actually got to stay longer than what the freecampsites.net is. So I think it's advantageous to look up the rules no matter where you're going to go and probably not assume that everything's the same across the board. A few weeks ago, they just shut down this grasslands because people weren't shutting the gate. And there was a sign on the gate that says, please shut the gate. And there was cows roaming around, and the ranger came out on a Saturday and asked everybody to make sure they shut the gate. Well, on Monday, they still weren't shutting the gate, and he's chasing cows around out on the street, trying to get them back in, and he shuts it down. To iterate my point, they're just going to make more rules. They shut it down. They held us notice that they were going to shut it down to July 9th. And so all those people, and this place is usually pretty busy. They got 15 to 20 people here every night. So imagine every night for a month, 15 or 20 people came to here and wasn't able to stay. Well, how is that fair to those 15 or 20 people a night? Because a few of them didn't want to follow the rules. To go along with this, I keep seeing more and more people on Facebook getting mad at cities because they keep implementing more laws saying that you can't sleep out on the streets of certain cities. But they're not just staying overnight. They're not even really disguising the fact that they're camping out there. They're setting up their tents, they're setting up their tables, and they're cooking, and they're brushing their teeth out on the street, and the homeowners don't want to see that. It's vitally important that before you leave this campground or you leave your residence and you come out to this location, there is a ton of research. If there's something that you're going to bring, you need to look to make sure that you can do it there. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Like video, and happy travels.